Today we're getting back into some of the wild comments that you guys have left on my quiet quitting video. Now, if you're somebody that opposes quiet quitting, be sure to let me know why in the comments below. But let's get into it.
I'm 32 and work full-time as a pharmacist. I see quiet quitting as lazy people just being at life. If you don't aspire to become the best and one day take over as boss, that is fine. Plenty of people are content with just working regular hours with regular pay. We need those people. Quiet quitters translates to me as a typical privileged Gen Z wanting everything without wanting to work for it, and using the current employment market to leverage small pay raises, which would have been offered by their old job if they stuck with it. This strategy will work short term while the employment market is in disarray as it is, but will cripple people when later on things settle. It will also not bode well when Gen Z get older and decide that they want more expensive cars, houses, etc. Dude, is this guy even living on the same planet as me? See, here's the difference between you and me. I do want to be the best at something, but I've realized that working for somebody else is not the best way to spend my effort. It's actually to spend it on myself, my own business. Do you know how many stories there are of people that spend 40 years working for a company, being incredibly loyal, and they get laid off, they get screwed? This guy, if you would have just stayed with the same company, statistically, this is not my opinion, statistically, people who switch jobs every 2 years in today's market, this is not just the last few years, this is decades. Decades of research show us they make more money than people who stay at the same job for 7 years plus. So to this guy's point, you have no idea what you're talking about. You are going contrary to the stats and calling people lazy off of your own ignorance. I'm glad that you're 32, you work as a pharmacist, and you're making good money. Good for you, buddy. But encouraging Gen Z to wait on another man to give them a raise, right? Waiting on your boss to just, you know what? It's time for me to part way with $40,000 a year. I want to give this guy another $40,000 a year raise. That doesn't happen. Wages have been stagnant for the last 40 years. And because some of you don't believe me that your jobs will screw you over, or at least a lot of them will, we're going to show this comment from James Rizza 2640. I was born in 1964. I am 59 now. In my lifetime, I have seen a big change in how companies treat their employees, growing steadily worse. In 1989, I saw a career employee within 6 months of retirement get canned for something that he did not do. It was horrible. He was devastated and humiliated, and then they escorted him out. I cannot fault your generation's attitude, only the verbiage used. Quiet quitting does have a negative connotation to it. Look at this comment. This guy was about to retire. They took his retirement from him. Do you think that's the only case of that? There are plenty of cases of people getting screwed by their companies. I have been promised money that I was not given when it was promised. This is corporate America. These are the CEOs in charge, but it's the workers' problem, right? As far as the second half of this comment, yes, quiet quitting does have a negative connotation to it, and this is a comment that I've gotten a lot. But here's my thing. No matter how we dress it up, no matter how good we make it sound, it's not going to stop employers in the corporate media, which is run by employers, from taking a dump on quiet quitting. They're going to hate on it no matter what it's called. So I have to look at this and go, hey, let's give it the ugly name that's going to get it in more headlines because it sounds more abrasive. Let's stick with quiet quitting. All right, this guy makes a really interesting point, which is talking about the housing market. Basically, these older generations go, why do you kids job hop so much? We want loyal employees, right? Some of the older CEOs. You guys quit jobs every 2 years. That's toxic. I want somebody who's going to stay. Well, dude, if you've made it impossible to afford houses through your crappy economic policy for the last 40 years, then how do you expect the kids to be tethered to anything? Now, this comment is in reaction to Kevin O'Leary calling quiet quitters un-American.
If you're a quiet quitter, you're a loser. You're un-American.
A loser and un-American. Oh, is that so? Yet having American workers lose their positions and having the jobs sent overseas to Asia is perfectly fine. That's the American way? Absolute BS. I have to agree with this guy. Because if you ask CEOs and corporations what they'll tell you about overseas jobs and sending jobs over to Asia, other countries, right? Getting workers for cheaper, is they go, well, it's just what makes financial sense for us. We pay less money to get the same thing back. That's exactly what quiet quitters are doing. They're putting in less effort to get the same amount of pay back. It's the same cost-benefit analysis that you guys use in business. But for you in business, it's to be expected. But as soon as a worker does it, you guys have a freaking panic attack. Oh, no, these workers are un-American. They're quiet quitting. They're not giving me free labor off the clock. Like Kevin O'Leary, you're going to be fine if your workers don't go work 40 hours a week unpaid for you, buddy. You're a multimillionaire. Like you should be paying people for their time, what they're worth.
People that shut down their laptop at 5 want that balance in life, want to go to the soccer game, 9 to 5 only.
They don't work for me. They don't work for me.
Bing Dong 8571 says, "Oh no, another kid that thinks he knows more than everyone. Work hard to succeed. That's it. Don't make excuses to be lazy, or do, and see what happens." The frustrating thing about this is I do work really hard, and at my jobs I used to work way harder than I do today because I really was raised and subscribed to the idea that hard work is all you need to make the American dream happen. I'm just the canary in the coal mine, but you guys want to paint me like, oh, this kid's so arrogant. I don't know everything, but I do know what you guys have sold us. You just got to work hard. You got to go to college and work your 40 hours and you'll buy a house. It doesn't work. Now just know, guys, if you are in the boat where everything feels a little bit out of hand and you're kind of like, man, owning a house seems so unattainable, things feel kind of broken right now, you're not alone. There's a lot of us that feel that way. And we're going to get through it together, man. Just trust God, pray about it. We're going to keep doing what we do, keep trying to find solutions. But thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys and have a good one.